creating a website for my dropshipping project that I'm doing with an influencer. But maybe it's their brand, it's their logo on the product. All these people could easily come together in a Scrum team, solving a problem for the end customer, and that gives birth to a business case. That a business case is the initial part, or what sparks the Scrum project and what gets every input moving. So the framework, it's 19 specific processes that need to be fulfilled, and it starts all with a business case. What is up, people? Fabian here again with another video. I want to go ahead and show you guys a pretty quick clip from the morning, and then we'll get into real business. I'm going to be explaining what Ikigai actually is and what this has to do with Scrum and the software that I'm going to be developing during this year. So go ahead and check it out. I went to sleep so freaking late last night. It was so worth it, because when you feel you're studying, when you're taking advantage of your time, it feels so good. And this is something that I've been actually learning from growth mindset, is that if you acknowledge in your brain, if you acknowledge that you're going through the correct path, you get a dopamine hit. Like you can make that dopamine hit. And that will let you focus even better on whatever it is that you're doing. For example, last night it was like around 12, and I was like, all right, should I start watching my videos for what I'm getting educated on? Maybe I could, but maybe I should just go to sleep and not care about it anymore. But I said, no, let me start. Let me at least watch 10 minutes. And I went ahead, watched 10 minutes, and I said, this is the correct path. This is what I should be doing. This is the best way for me to take advantage of my time. And I went ahead and did so, and I went through it like nothing. And that's because of getting those dopamine hits. And I would do that every video. I said, yes, this is the correct path. And there were like 15 to 20 minute videos. So I encourage you guys to let your brain know you're on the correct path. You're doing great, and you'll get that dopamine hit, and that'll help you go so much. So what do I want to actually get into today? Let me show you guys. So I already showed you, talked a little bit about what Scrum is. Now, Iki Scrum. What's up with that Iki part? So I don't know if you guys ever heard of this Chinese or Japanese concept actually called Ikigai. This pretty much means the reason of being. So I'm going to go ahead and put an image up here. And you can see you pretty much need to fulfill 4 areas to get to that reason of being, that Ikigai state. Pretty much, for example, if you're doing what you love, you're good at it, and you're getting paid for it, but maybe the world doesn't need it, you're going to have a sense of uselessness. You feel that you're not adding value to the world. And why is this in the name of Iki Scrum? Pretty much what I want everyone in the platform to do, or to get to, or to work on, is to reach their Ikigai. So curiously enough, I don't know if you've ever heard of the hierarchy of needs of Maslow. It's like this pyramid of needs that you need to fulfill in order to be happy. Now, according to the Scrum Knowledge of Body, it says that every Scrum team member should be in the top or the second state of the pyramid of the hierarchy of needs. And why is this? So if you check out the bottom part, that's like physiological needs. You have like safety needs, and also love and belonging. So for example, family, that you have shelter, that you have food, that you have an insurance, that you have a good house, that you have a car, etc. All these things, you need them covered in order to be in the top, or the second step. So Scrum teams by nature are self-organized. So when you're going to use people that are self-organized in a corporate environment where you need them to be producing at a very high level, for Scrum to work, you need people that are thinking on how to be better themselves. That way they'll constantly be looking how to add value to the customer, to the person you're solving the problem to. If not, it's not going to work in the best way. Now, what I want to do is take this Scrum framework out of the corporate environment, give it to entrepreneurs for them to use, and then I want to get all these people that are up there to try to reach Ikigai. So how are we going to reach Ikigai? So it's a lot more complex than what you would think, but the philosophy behind the software that I'm trying to build is that people are going to be solving problems, so they're going to be supplying what the world needs out of the Scrum team, the idea is for them to do what they most like. For example, if I like to manage ads the most, if I love to see how the conversion rates are going, or maybe how I do actually campaigns, the CBOs, how I set that up. I love watching numbers. I love watching audiences. Maybe that's what I love. That's the only thing I really need to do. There's no need for me to actually be doing a whole other things. For example, creating a website for my dropshipping project that I'm doing with an influencer. But maybe it's their brand, it's their logo on the product. Just to give an example. All these people could easily come together in a Scrum team, solving a problem for the end customer, and that gives birth to a business case. That a business case is the initial part, or what sparks the Scrum project and what gets every input moving. It's 19 specific processes that need to be fulfilled, and it starts all with a business case that starts really with a problem, with a customer problem. So that is embedded within the Scrum framework. What do I want to go to? If you're supplying a need, you're going to be solving a problem. Maybe you're good at it. You're going to be getting paid for it, because the idea of entrepreneurs is to build a solid business, right? To eventually, hopefully, get passive income. And then you most likely are going to be good at it. That we can start discovering, and we can play around with that aspect. And I'm going to tell you why. I truly believe that our generation is at a state where there's so much knowledge and so much information that you're able to gain so easily and produce upon it, that we are able to come to a new project, actually add value, and invest part of our times in it. And during that producing learning state, we're actually discovering if we're good at it, if we want to do that for the next 6 months or the next year. And it's curious, because the way our generation works is they get into something and they need to shift away. Our generation is so fast paced that it evolves, it changes it so fast that we cannot expect to be reaching Ikigai, doing the same thing for the next 10 years. Why do I know that Scrum would work so good with entrepreneurs of 2021 Gen Z millennials that are still hanging around? Why do I know so well that it would work? Because Scrum is a framework that concentrates in agility, to being completely flexible on what steps to take next in order to add the most value, pretty much getting the most ROI from the actions you're currently doing. And everything's very well explained on Scrum, and I'm going to get into that and hopefully help all of you guide this to e-commerce so you can actually use it in your projects. So how does that sound? Does that get you excited as well? That gets me so excited, because I can see it working. And I don't know, it just gets me pumped up. So this video, a little bit more straight to the point. Let me know what you think about this in the comments. Go ahead and leave a like, subscribe, because it's 30 days. It's 30 days that I'm going to be delivering value like this, and you do not want to lose out on that. So go ahead and leave a follow. Check out my social media. I will go ahead and link them down below. I do upload a lot to Instagram if you want to see day-to-day stuff. And I wish you guys have a great week. And that's it for now. See you until the next time. Fabian out.